Now, wasn't that interesting? Hey, it's Sarah Oblak Spiker, and this is take 2 of video 5 on the 5th day of live teachings and transmissions and inspirations. Well, technically, it would be a video 4 in the actual teaching. But yeah, I went live earlier. All of a sudden, things stopped. I lost the connection and the video. So here we go, starting all over again, which is perfectly fine, releasing the attachment. And since we're talking about releasing, it's the exact topic that I wanted to talk to you about. In the first video, I was actually giving you an opportunity to, because there were a couple of people who hopped on a video, to have you choose whether you wanted to dive into the actual techniques of releasing, and there are quite a few, and different kinds of releasing, or if you wanted to hear about some real life before and afters. But then I figured right before everything cut out that why not both, right? And in addition to that, I will also share some links at the bottom of the video for references for some more detailed teachings, because today we won't be able to go into actual teeny tiny details of the how. And like I said, there are many different ways of releasing and what releasing even is. I don't think we need to really get technical in actual definition of the word, because we have all been in a situation at one point or the other in our lives, in our careers, where we simply need to let go of the baggage, whether it was belief systems, whether it was habits, whether it was individuals, whether it was identities. We have all been there. And some things, as we know from experiences, are easier to let go of than others. But when it comes to the actual framework, it is actually really, really simple and powerful. And with practice and the right guidance, you can master it to, to the degree where whatever is that you're experiencing and whatever is coming up that is weighing you down, that is holding you back, that feels like a weight on your shoulders and a dark cloud on the hanging over you. You know, I remember when those were really consuming for me, and it could take weeks for them to resolve naturally. But like I said, with one of the frameworks that I'm using for in my personal life, as well as teaching through and working with my clients, that can be alchemized in a matter of minutes. And the beautiful thing when it comes to this awareness is, as I was referring to, I think it was one of the previous videos, it literally feels like an escalator where you can see the steps and you can see the progression. So what do I do when I feel that I'm in this space in between, the space where I need to release the old beliefs, old convictions, old thoughts that are coming up, and then stepping into this new. I know it all sounds very abstract, but it is, because it is really hard, for me at least, to pinpoint the exact beginning of our start and make it something that would be tangible for you, because we're all so unique. However, usually what happens is this sensation that we feel, that we experience. We know something's coming up and it feels heavy. And what feels heavy is usually also an indicator that something is just not ours. And therefore, yeah, time to let it go. So the first thing is this awareness of what is even coming up. And sometimes it can be just a tiny whisper, a little nudge. Sometimes it's like a full stop screaming of a voice inside our heads, like, stop, don't do this. And again, with practice, with awareness, it's really easy to identify where this is coming from. Like, if you have the awareness that you're repeating some old patterns and that the same reservations, same saboteurs are coming up, you can quickly identify them and may start making conscious decision that maybe it's time to really process those and let them go. So what is coming up? And then just be curious why that is. Oftentimes, and as a mom, I am extremely conscious around it too, and I slip oftentimes when my kids are having an emotional release, and some people would label that as whining and crying, as temper tantrums. It is hard oftentimes to just let them cry it out and just encourage them to let it all out, even if to us adults it seems like something so small and irrelevant. But this, I was raised with, oh, stop crying, that's not worth crying over, or watch what you're saying, you cannot express yourself in a certain way because it's not nice, it's not polite, it's not ladylike. All of those things, right, conditioned me to hold things in. So it took me a long time to even realize and identify when certain fears or stories would be arising that they weren't even mine. And it took me a while to actually find the courage to even listen to those nudges, and then a lot of work to be able to say them out loud, and having conversations with those and recognizing why is it they're coming up for you. Is it something from your childhood? Is it something from even passed down from your parents? Is it even yours, right? Now, we're not going to go into this whole details, and I want to make a full disclosure here. I'm not a medical professional. I am a mindset expert, but I'm not a clinical psychologist or psychiatrist. And there is a very fine line when it comes to working with trauma, especially, that I want to make sure that if you are utilizing any kind of coaching, that you are aware of limitations that coaches have when it comes to dealing with various traumas, and that you are fully supported in ways that benefit you, even when you are working with a mindset coach. So full disclosure. But in this, in this process of releasing, having this awareness is important. So one of the things that we do in coaching, right, is when we have this awareness, when we notice what is coming up, and when we notice that whether it's the thoughts and beliefs or the whole identities or the whole routines or lifestyles, how can we release it? What do we want instead? What can we replace it with? Or alchemize the old into the new? And that is such a playful process if you let it be playful and fun. Of course, it's going to stretch your limits. Of course, it's going to stretch you beyond your comfort zone. Of course, it's going to push your buttons. And that's the point. Now, again, there I have noticed how even myself, I have evolved over the years, and softened in certain ways and become more sensitive when it comes to addressing certain aspects of who I am and how I'm treating myself, of who my clients are and how they are being treated. And I used to be pretty tough, and I remember a couple of times I had clients when I would even resort to saying, hey, if you don't do the work, we are done. And there was a great part of, what's the word I'm trying to find here? It was truth to a degree, and it was integrity to a degree. But I also realized, really tuning in with myself, in certain times that did the total opposite. It had a completely opposite output from what I desire to create for a client. So that can be a whole different conversation of where is it time to release and where is it time to let somebody go. That said, it was a powerful exercise to examine and re-examine what my techniques are, what my methods are, what my beliefs are, what my core values were, and then making sure that I released the hooks and perceptions and teachings that were passed down to me through my mentors, knowing that they might work for them, but they didn't work for me, and they didn't feel congruent to my philosophies and did not feel congruent to the support that was promised to my clients. So in the process of releasing those tactics, it really came down to that. They were tactics. In the process of releasing them, I went back to each and every one of those individuals, to each and every one of those clients, and said, I'm sorry, I messed up. I made a mistake and I was wrong. I shouldn't have done that. And I don't expect you to forgive me. I don't expect anything from you. But I just want you to know that I was paying attention and that I am aware, and wish you all the best, and then left it on to them however they wanted to, whatever they wanted to do. And it was, everybody got back and said, wow, I really respect that. Thank you so much. And no, somebody even said, no, you were completely right. You are not an asshole. It was exactly what I needed. But, even when we are going through our own journeys and we are coming to a completion of missions and assignments and projects on all the levels, and we are transitioning and we are transforming and we are shifting our identities and we are flowing through lines of work and what is it we're doing, there's still going to be this core to who we are and how we operate and what is in congruence and what isn't. The thing is that oftentimes, from my experience at least, and from the studies that I have invested in, it's the layers of teachings and perceptions and expectations that have been put onto us that are hanging on us like old coats that are weighing us down, that are immobilizing us, especially when it comes to women. Still, after all this decades and centuries of fighting for our rights and equality, we are still subjected to a lot of that shit. And we are doing it to ourselves and we are doing it to fellow women too. So releasing is really, with so many different release techniques. Like I said, today we just don't have the time to really go into all of them. But I do invite you to explore what are the ones that are really beneficial to you. Because chances are, if you are watching this video, that you are in a space, in a place and in space in your life when you are second guessing your choices, when you're second guessing your environments, when you're second guessing your makeup, your masks, your convictions, your actions, your priorities, and what are the top 3 ones that you can just strike out of your vocabulary, of your schedule, of your identities that really do not bring you any joy whatsoever. What can you release right now? What are the 3 things you can let go right now? And I'm going to invite you to do something really fun, actually. Why don't, if you and I were here, like the Camp Elite Mystique last week with my partner Diane, I would actually bring out one of those big, what are those papers that you have in conference rooms? And a rainbow of colors of Sharpies in all sizes, and gel pens and sparkling pens. I just might have a slight addiction to those. And we would really have fun. Like our kids, our daughters were inside in the kitchen table coloring, and Diane and I were coloring outside, making work stuff really, really playful. And in a matter of a couple of minutes, actually had the whole new system outlined. It was colorful, it was playful, it was easy, it was simple, it was effortless, it was fun. And that's what we would do if you were here. But since you are not here physically right now, I invite you to give yourself a date with you and some of the color and perhaps a glass of wine or 2. and just go to town with what lights you up and what needs to go. A client of mine is an expert in letting things go. She doesn't just let them go, she burns them. Whether it's ideas that she puts on paper and then burns that piece of paper, whether it's old journals or pieces of clothing, pieces of furniture, whatever it is, when it needs to go, it goes and it's gone. Some of my clients require the physical release. So kickboxing would be one of the things. Physical movement would be one of the things. Screaming, yelling, breaking things, do not hold back. Because my guess would be that you have been holding back for pretty much your entire life. In one way or another, you have always been told to, hey, tone it down a little bit. Slow down, keep it down, and that's what you do, right? Or holding yourself back and playing nice. So, well, you know what? This is your life that's on the line, and it's playing nice is not gonna work anymore. But all the joking aside, one of the other things that I really wanted to talk to you about today in this transition from the teachings into an actual invitation, very transparently here, one of the reasons why I wanted to talk to you about releasing, not just releasing, but the whole process of reimagining to releasing and everything in between that we covered over the past 5 days, is because so many women, especially, who on paper, I know you are successful, you have everything that you have ever wanted, and I know how that feels. I was there by the age of 30. I looked around, I was like, wow, amazing. However, there's this part of you who is just like, screw this. This is not the life that I want. I don't even know how to really live. What do I even want? How the heck do I get out of here? How do I get that? And for some of you, this might be a whole 180. For some of you, it might just require a little tweaks with a gel pens and a glass of wine and a planner that's been sitting in your purse unopened for the past 3.5 months. But the thing is that for many of us on this beautiful planet, this last year's experience was really rude awakening, when so many woke up to realization that, hey, I have been wasting all these years and I'm done wasting my time. I'm done wasting my brilliance, my skills, my energy on things that might make everybody happy but me. And as a result, as my partner Diane would attest, she is a brilliant quantum physiologist. She is a fitness and nutrition expert. She's a master coach with 25 plus years of experience. She will attest that in one way or another, it will affect your health if it hasn't it already. You know, those foggy brains and feeling tired and feeling like between 3 o'clock in the afternoon and 8 o'clock at night, your day is just a shit show waiting for happen. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. And like I said, Diane and I are both moms. We both run enterprises. We are elite athletes, so there's a lot of codes that are deeply ingrained that are allow us to forget about the 3 to 8 shit show. We are owning it, and we are dancing and floating and having fun. And even on days when shit actually does hit the fan, it is all good. So I do want to share with you that we did pool our resources. We did sit down and took a closer look across the board and analyze the trends and analyze the actual core issues to the struggles that we are seeing through our clients and those people in our communities and what is actually going around. We have been listening to things that you have been saying. We have been listening and hearing to things that you did not say, feeling into things that you didn't even express, but were really easy to pick up because, like I said, we carry those codes. We were where you are, and we created a total support. So right now I want to introduce to you a Elite Mystic Agency's Total Support. It is a 12 lunar cycle private experience, intimate experience, 2 to 1. And we help you redefine happiness and health and harmony in every aspect of your life, meaning from your career to your family to your home to your lifestyle and anything in between. What we focus on are actually 4 core pillars, which are fitness and nutrition, which is Diane's domain, lifestyle, where we both are rock and rolling, and time management. And this time management alone is a powerful piece that when you think that time is the one thing you don't have, and you don't have the time to really focus on yourself because you are hodgepodging and duct taping everything to still hold together, we give you hours back into your schedule. Diane gives you the aerobic capacity. She helps you realign your body, skeletal and muscular body, so you can receive all the magic from the cosmos. And she helps you hold all of that. The plan that she will write for you specifically, the dossier that you're gonna get, is one thing that's gonna light you up and shoot you out of the bed no matter what is going on around you. And I can attest, nutritious plan that will really nourish you. And when it comes to workouts, getting you and I into the gym, it ain't gonna happen. We are not people who would be found running down the street. And if we do run through the park, we probably are frowning a little bit because I don't really want to run, but I need to because I need to lose weight, because I need to fit in those jeans, because I have gained all this baby weight and I'm still holding on to it and it makes me feel like crap and I feel like I'm being judged. What fun is in this? There's no fun in that. And Diane helps you turn this around entirely. And at 3 to 8 p.m. shit show that I was talking about, we're gonna color code that right into the fun section when you're actually this cool, energized woman who is floating through life and who enjoys being around your kids, and kids love being around you, who is finding your marriage to be rekindled, falling in love with your spouse all over again because you are falling in love with yourself all over again. And the thing about not having time, forget about that. So there's so much more that I could share with you, but I do invite you to check it out on www.elitemysticagency.com/total-support. Like I said, Diane and I are so excited to see you there. And if there are women in your circles that you know could really benefit from it, we would love for you to send them to the site, tell them about this total support, and we will have a conversation. We'll answer any questions that might arise. And we are not looking for any tricks or sleazy techniques or any of that. Forget, we're not in 1990s anymore, in 2010. We are in 2021. We are doing business in a very different frequency. We are holding a vision that is much more expensive, and we are holding space for 20 women, 20 only, who are ready to raise their hands, who are ready to know how to live and live outrageously. That's the word, live outrageously. It really does start now. And if this is you, we can't wait to talk to you and take it from there. So that is that from me for today. I do want to say thank you again for joining me in this journey. And after those 5 days, I'm gonna continue this thing. This is fun. We'll come up with some more teachings and inspirational bits and transmissions so that we can not only stay in touch but continue serving you. And if you have questions, if there's anything in particular you would like us to address, let us know. For, again, Elite Mystic Agency total support, go to our website. I will also put the link at the bottom. And we'll see you there. Sending you much love. Take care.